Hello, welcome to Quackalope. Thank you for being here. You've probably already seen at least one of these videos go up. Today we're doing an experiment of sorts. If I don't have dust in my eye, we're doing an experiment of sorts talking about a bunch of questions that the community has been asking me over the last few weeks. Today, or the video you're watching now, is going to be my 5 most anticipated games of next year. I'm also releasing 4 other list videos, all accessible and bite-sized, because the whole point of this is to engage with you in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll spend the majority of today talking, responding, and communicating with you all who are watching these videos, because I am so grateful for, what 2020 has been. It's been a mess of a year in almost every single good and bad way imaginable. And so, my most anticipated games of this year, this is going to be the games that I expect to be arriving over the course of 2021, and the ones that I am looking forward to play the most. Now, remember, none of these lists, because we also have 5 games I was disappointed by, the best prototypes I've played all year, the 5 best games I've played this year. I have my most anticipated games of the year, which is the video you're watching currently, and I'm forgetting the other one that I have. I think it's my most anticipated games of... I don't know. There's another one that you should probably be paying attention to as well. None of these lists have any overlap, so keep that in mind as you're paying attention and watching stuff go up. Along with that, we are about 100 subscribers away from being at 21,000 before crossing into 2021, and for me, that just sounds like a good number to enter the new year on. And so if you've appreciated all the work that we've done here, make sure to share this video out with some of your friends, let them know what we're doing here on Quackalope, and encourage them to subscribe. All that being said, let's go ahead and dive into this, because I'm supposed to keep these short and sweet. It's going to be a surprise for all of you, and some of you are going to be very excited to hear it. My number one, no, not my number one of my most anticipated games of next year is Nemisis Lockdown. Now, Nemisis was on my list of games I was disappointed by that came out earlier this year, because Nemisis is just not the game for me. I don't really like the Alien movies. I find it, a bit slow and prodding, and I've never really loved the game. I've played it 6 times now. That's right. Instead of 5, I've played it 6 times because I just recently had a chance to play it with a 4-player game with more friends on camera over on a channel called Tablenauts. So, if you're excited to watch me play Nemisis, you should be paying attention to their channel, linked down in this video, I suppose, so you can go keep an eye on them as well, because I think they're going to be posting it in the next week or 2. Whenever they're able to get it edited. I made it a messy game, I promise you. But Lockdown's different for me. Lockdown for me is almost the promised child of what Nemisis is for a lot of people. I am really genuinely excited to get a copy of this game in and to get it to the table, because they fixed or changed or adapted a lot of the mechanics that I just wasn't satisfied with, and thematic touches that I just wasn't intrigued by in core Nemisis. I don't like the Alien movies. I don't really care about the pressure build or the aliens popping out of the wall or anything that's happening on the table there. But Lockdown, this Mars base, this slightly more confrontational experience, this emphasis on not really being friends with anyone around the table, this separated and kind of exclusive win conditions, the opportunity to control the way that light and dark and lights and energy flicking on and off is changing how sound is spread across the board, and the variability of various different alien creatures that you can face off with. Yeah, I gotta be honest. Lockdown might be the Nemesis game for me, and if anything, I think it might take the promise of Nemesis that a lot of you love and enjoy and enhance the gameplay to a point where I'm really, really excited for it. Do I think it's going to be a perfect game? Do I even think that it might be the best game for me? No, probably not. But it might be... The experience that I had with it this summer has left me excited and anticipating dipping back into this genre. Because, I'm going to be honest, Nemesis, I have no interest in playing again. But Lockdown, I'm really pumped for that. It's going to be by Awakened Realms, by the way. Next, I don't know that this is arriving next year, but if it is going to be on my list of most anticipated games. It was supposed to arrive this year, and I think it was supposed to arrive the year before that. This is going to be The Gambler's Chest by Kingdom Death. I promise you, when The Gambler's Chest arrives, I will be spending 2 entire weeks building strategy guides, play testing. I mean, it'll be Kingdom Death only on this channel for a period of time. but it just needs to get here. I'm really excited to face off against the King, to see all the different adaptations, the miniatures, the new cards, the upgraded story mode, the enhanced campaign. I think it's going to revitalize and re-energize the community, but for now, it's just going to be on my list of things that I don't necessarily expect, but when they do come, I'm going to be like a school kid, super excited to open my lunchbox, because I know there's some gushers in there. Continuing this, a game that I thought was going to deliver this year, I believe it's been pushed off to 2021. Well, I mean, now, of course, it has to be. Middara, the second printing of the first, by Succubus Publishing, the second printing of the first edition and the enhanced expansions. All of that should be arriving hopefully this next year. I have unboxed and played Middara. It is probably the most ambitious anime-style, story-driven experience I have played. It is a dungeon crawl with variable player powers and upgrading abilities, and just a ton, a book as thick as a binder worth of flavor text and story and narrative, and I cannot wait to experience all of that when that game comes in. I should have a copy arriving, and I will be bringing coverage to the channel. Next, y'all should be paying attention to this one. Into the Outside by Napful Games. This is going to be a game that almost none of you are aware of, but I promise you, as we move into January and February, all of you will be. This is going to be a free print and play designed by a member of our community, and that's not enough for me to bring it to the channel. I wouldn't be talking about it if it was just a game designed by a member of our community. We have a lot of incredible designers and people who are working on projects currently, but this one stands out to me. It is a print and play with beautiful artwork, an amazing, captivating story, and really, really cool components. It's going to be a flip and write game that is cooperative or semi-cooperative, depending on what narrative route you're going down, and you're going to be filling out your personal character sheet, gaining resources, collecting fire and wood, earning despair, upgrading your abilities, crafting items, and venturing into the outside, the unknown recesses. In Chapter 1, it's going to be a forest where nightmarish creatures, this boutique nightmare horror style of experience, are going to be enveloping. If you like Over the Garden Wall, if you like Kingdom Death, if you like these cryptic, experiential games, these narrative-driven, these choose-your-own-adventure games, this is going to be a flip and write, choose-your-own-adventure little puzzle. And man, am I charmed by it. I cannot wait to show it off to you. I cannot wait to share it with you. Link's going to be down below if you want to connect with Napful Games, if you want to connect with Into the Outside, and just keep a dial on what is coming out. Along with that, the designer is readily available over on our Discord. He's one of the moderators there, so if you'd like to playtest and check out this game with him, I am sure he would be happy to run you through a session. And then finally, most anticipated games of next year. This one's going to be an obvious, right? Oath by Leader Games. The adaptations, the changes, the way they've fine-tuned this territory control. I mean, it is a territory control deck building and territory building game where you're establishing abilities, trying to control various aspects of the region with moderate asymmetric player powers and ways that you are progressing and moving towards those personalized win conditions. This is a game that we got a lot of attention for covering earlier last year, and this is a game that I am super excited to bring to the channel as soon as possible. I believe we're going to be getting the first prototype or the first official production copy of this game in soon, and so stay tuned, get excited, and let me know if you're as excited for Oath by Leader Games as I am. All that being said, what did I miss? What games are you super excited about next year? What is on your radar? What is coming down the road? And if you want to hear from the entirety of us, Jan and Board Game Co., about our top 10 most anticipated games for next year, swing over to the podcast, theweeklyquack.com, and check out the most recent episode. Our New Year's Eve episode specifically is covering our top 10, our collective top 10 list. All that being said, thank you for being here. Remember to do the important thing, get out and play some games, and I'll see you next time. Thank you.